So it's the end of another day. Using old wood, especially old plywood, I've got the ceiling done. Let me show you the ceiling real quick. The ceiling's finished. You know, as good as a barn ceiling needs to be. The ceiling is finished. Took me a while. Takes me a while because every one of these boards, you're not making one cut. You're not making two cuts. You're making 5 and 6 cuts just to get rid of the crap that's no good. Okay, so normally I would take that crap and cut it into firewood. But I'm so disgusted with the entire process that I'm gonna burn that shit. I'm gonna burn it!
Considering what some of that looked like when you threw it over there, I think it's a good thing.
I'm not gonna cut it for firewood. No. I'm tired of dicking with it. I've cut that wood enough.
I don't want it in the house. It's nasty, I gotta tell you.
Pretty moldy, yeah.
It's pretty bad.
I did save that.
You're saving that for firewood?
Yeah, that I'm gonna burn.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, that I'm not gonna cut that shit for firewood. Now, if I had a year where I didn't have enough firewood, it'd be different. But my son, the genius, brought me a whole truckload of firewood. I had to cut that tree up. I already had 5.5 ricks there. My son bought me another 5 ricks. We have enough wood.
We have probably another rick out of that branch.
No, I have like 2 or 3 ricks
out of
after
that
I split that.
Oh, jeez.
So I still have all that. So I ain't dicking with that. I'm burn it up. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, that's all right. They'll love the ashes.
Whenever somebody tells you what a cheap-ass bitch I am, say, I once saw her throw something away. There you go. That's what I'm doing. I'm throwing that away.
But the chickens will love the ash.
There you go. They'll be that. They'll be that.
Okay, so I just came out and saw that she has started putting plywood in between, all the way down as low as she wants it to go on the inside. And on this side,
I am using absolute crap and garbage.
Absolute crap and garbage.
Absolute crap and garbage. This is the siding that was on the old barn. I'm mostly putting it on here to keep the goats from pushing the tin off by pushing against it, because the tin is attached on the outside.
Right.
So we have, except the front, which is cedar, beautiful cedar.
Right.
Right. The sides are this old crap old tin, which you can see the light through.
Right.
So, any rate, but that doesn't matter because it doesn't have to be tight. It's a barn.
Right.
It's tighter than their old barn. In fact, it's a cool day, and I wound up having to open the windows because it got too warm in here.
It is. It's a nice cool
day. So it's more insulated. It's tighter than the old one, but, and that's a huge but, it does still have holes. I'm covering part of them with feed sacks and stuff as I go, and of course, you know, I did the whole ceiling.
Right.
So, so it's gonna be better. Okay, so what's the big takeaway? The big takeaway is that I'm 60 years old and I still have to work with crap. Maybe you'll be lucky. Maybe you will get everything your heart desired and you will be able to work with new stuff or pay someone to do it. But, and it's a huge but, most of you, especially those of you that are watching this, probably won't be any luckier than I have been. And the difference between having an old falling down barn that's 20-something years old that I made out of garbage and that was flooding all the time, and having a new barn that's made much better with slightly better things in some places.
That doesn't flood.
That doesn't flood. The difference is being willing to take these freaking rotten ass pieces of plywood, take the nails out where the nails have to come out, and cut off the rotten edges and use them for ceiling and siding.
Right.
That's it. That's the whole thing. You want to tell the corporate USA to go fuck themselves? You want to do that? Then you stop throwing shit away. Throw shit away that's trash. But if it can be used, you use it. Don't conspicuously consume. Stop that. Stop buying useless piles of plastic crap that you're never going to use. And that, more than anything else, will get corporate America to wake the fuck up.
Yep.
And quit destroying the goddamn planet that we have to live on. They don't. Rich people don't live in the same world. Right now, during the COVID-19 crisis, they're telling you, get your ass up and go to your fucking shitty ass minimum wage job so you can pay your bills. It's safe. Where are they? Dr. Phil, who said it's safe, go out there. Dr. Phil's in his goddamn mansion, isn't he?
Yeah.
All of these people are in hiding in their fucking mansions, protected by fantastic medical care and everything else, and they're telling us, go wait in it. Don't go wait in it. And from now on, don't buy their shit.
Okay.
All right, so I have no idea how old these boards are. These are ancient boards. Now, these boards were used when somebody built a playhouse out of them on this property. And the playhouse was mostly trashed when we moved in. In fact, we had the goats live in it until I built the first barn. But at any rate, so these boards were used when they built that. Then I took them off that and built the barn. Now I'm taking them from that old barn and I'm still using them. Why? Because it's still good lumber. It's tongue and groove.
Yeah.
I'm actually able to make it use tongue and groove on the inside. Okay. Now, here's a funny story. There are 3 times as many nails in these boards as I put in here. Why is that? Because I had a boy who was, and his wife, who were living in my cabin for free. The only thing they were supposed to do is pay the utility bill. But they were hard luck case, right? So they never had the money for the utility bill. So in order to get something out of it, I asked him to denail these boards for me to use on my board as
barn,
payment.
yeah, on the barn,
and the
yeah.
barn as payment. And instead of doing that, he knocked about half of them over. I was so fucking pissed off, I just used the boards anyway. So now I'm having to pull them. And here's another thing that's all about poverty. If you'll notice, these were the floorboards that were in that hayloft. They're put in with really long roofing tacks. Now, why would I use these to nail those boards down? Because first off, they were down, so, and where they were, no wind was going to get under them. I wasn't worried about them blowing off, and I was using a hell of a lot of nails. I got these for free from a job that I was doing. They had bought them, they were the wrong size, too long, and the boss gave them to me. So I had an entire box of them. So you'll actually find them, I'm sure, on other projects as we go through this place. But anyway, so yeah, as I go through this, I'm having to remember all that shit. You know, I paid that kid to nail my boards. He just didn't do it. It was too much like work, I guess, which would be why he was such a hard luck case that he had to live in my place for free and could never pay his utility bill. Which, by the way, his utility bill was like $60 a month. So,
Which doesn't sound like much, but that was 28 years ago, 20.
I don't know.
20,
That wasn't
so
very
long.
much, but it was too much for me
But
to
too
eat.
much for us, for sure.
It was too much for me to eat. We had
Uh-huh.
2 kids at home at that time.
Yep. And you're actually using it as tongue and groove here.
And yeah, I'm actually using it as tongue and groove here because I might as well.
Yeah, it is tongue and groove. Why
Yeah.
not?
Might as well. It's going to make it that much. Are you taking a picture of my ass again?
Well, I'm trying not to, but you did point it my way.
Oh, goddamn. So that's a noisy motherfucker.
Gotta turn it off because I can't hear over that. It's okay. No, it's all right. I turn the camera
I
off.
thought you said turn it off.
No, I said I'm going to turn the camera off
Oh, okay.
because you need to use the hammer.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. So for the end of this video, I want to show you what's happening. This is the pieces she has cut off of these boards she's using on the inside right now. This is old tongue and groove that Lord only knows where it came from. And we're going to be using that for firewood. There's some other pieces lying around she will eventually use, poles she'll use on another project, but please notice how much smaller those piles are. And the plywood is completely gone from back against the back fence, which she couldn't absolutely use for anything she really wanted to use it for. She has either put in a pile that's going to be burned to make ash for the chickens and the goats, or she's cut up and we've actually burned last night for heat, or we'll burn tonight because it is suddenly getting cold at night. Y'all have an awesome day.